This is Duke University.
I've always been really fascinated with what makes people work, what makes them think, what pushes them, what drives them, what are they afraid of. One day I quite literally opened the door and there was a fencing class. I told my parents that's what I wanted to do, and my parents being like, okay, you go do that. They signed me up for a class at the local kids club, and I've now been fencing for 15 years. It took me all around the world, traveling national competitions, international, to the Olympics before I went to Duke. Fencing is a very interesting sport in that it takes a lot of self-control. You have to understand why you're doing what you're doing, but also transfer that to your opponent and understand their motivations and their fears, which is why fencing played so well into what I am passionate about, which, if you boil it down a little more cynically, might be mind games, right? Understanding what I'm doing, what you're doing, making that interaction and winning it. We had 3 competitions in 2006, 2007, and then I went to Beijing in 2008 to compete in the Olympic Games. And every time, their quality was worse. 2008 at the Olympics, the methods they used to try to make it world-friendly and viewer-friendly, and shooting silver iodine into the air to make it rain and take down pollution, or rotating cars, shutting down factories, like all these kind of last-minute draconian efforts to fix the problems they'd already caused. And that was really instrumental to me because I was in this environment where I felt like I had a headache the entire time I was there. The rain stained my clothes. I left Beijing. I went to Duke 3 days later, and I took my first environmental policy class, and we were pretty much set. I took Pub Paw 55 and intro Pub Paw class, and we did game theory, and I fell in love immediately. So it was everything I'd loved, that the motivation, why people act the way they do when we're irrational. It was one of the first segments of that class, and I was sold. We did negotiation skills, and it has been such a valuable major for me, and just going through how you think and how you understand how other people think. The Hill's a competitive place. Some might say it's a lot of gamesmanship, and it probably is. It's understanding where people come from, what their motivations are, what it is they really want and what it is they really fear, and finding that middle ground and being able to actually make progress and make change through finding your endpoint, what you need, what is an absolute, and what can be negotiated. It's a long game. It's a very long game, but I'm used to that, and I'll work for it. I'm Becca Ward, class of 2012, and I am forever Duke.